The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment. You ever wanted to come into a sports bar where the barkeeps know their game? Well, the Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse of Media has got a production just for you. Sit down and relax as the stat boy and his partner break down the statistics in all things sports. Whether it's football, basketball, motorsports, baseball, hockey, soccer, professional wrestling, mixed martial arts, boxing, and much, much more. All are welcome. Your barkeeps here keep you up to date and in the know of everything going on in sports, while also having a pleasant conversation about it all. Your host and owner of the bar, Stat Boy Mike. His partner in crime, Dory Lou. And a host of other guests coming in. The food's hot, the seats are warm, the drinks are ice cold, and the sports talk is plentiful. Cassidy 18 Studios presents Stat Boy Sports Bar. Take a bar stool and enjoy the show.
Wild cards, we're going to be revealing here.
Hello, my internet fans. Welcome to this week's edition of Stat Boy Sports Bar for April 16th, 2024. And just let me throw out in advance that, I like to plan. I like to have things that go in a certain way. And literally just before a few minutes before the show kicked off for the day, DirecTV decided to call and decide, well, we're having problems paying with your auto payments, so it threw everything out of whack. It had to reset the computer and everything, and it's a big mess. So a lot of my prepared stuff got thrown out the window. So thanks a lot, DirecTV, for that. In the meantime, we're still going to press forward with today's show, as always. I look forward to everyone's comments and, of course, super chat. It's as simple as that. Let me get rid of that overlay real quick because we need the right one, because I put one in there. Where would it be? Would it be that one? Nope, that's not it. That's not the right one. Where is the background? Where is the background? Well, we'll just have, I know it's here somewhere. It's in there somewhere. And when you can't find it, you just push on. There it is. That's the one we're looking for. Okay, the bar is now open. And again, usually we would start with golf and tennis, but this week is a big week, especially as to what is happening right now at 7:05 p.m. Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. And Zach, your microphone is muted, so you're not even talking. So let's fix that problem.
Hola, hello.
That's better. Why did you choose to mute yourself? Here I am talking. You could have easily bumped yourself right in. Anyway, what's going on today is a big day because the NBA playoffs are taking place and the NHL season is getting ready to end. So there are two big events going on right now. So usually where I would be talking about golf, I want to talk about basketball. The NBA playoffs start technically today, literally in just a few minutes. And here is your updated and current playoff graphic. I know I do apologize, it is a bit small, but the play-in tournament is literally starting off, if not now, within the next half hour. And the we know the let me bring up ESPN really quick here. Like I said, I had everything ready to go, and I literally just had it thrown out the window because my computer decided to just reset and everything else. So the Warriors play the Kings at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. That's the 9 versus 10 game. And the Lakers and the Pelicans are supposed to tip off in half an hour. That is also a playoff game or play-in game as well. Now, with the Lakers and the Pelicans, it's 7 versus 8. So the winner of this game automatically moves into the NBA playoff bracket. They will play the number 2 seeded defending champion Denver Nuggets. The loser of this matchup will play the winner of the Kings and the Warriors. The loser of Kings and Warriors is eliminated. So you have to get through to the next round there. Again, Lakers tip and Pelicans tip off in half an hour. Kings and Warriors at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. Then tomorrow, the same scenario happens in the East. The 76ers take on the Heat, and the Bulls take on the Hawks. Same scenario. The winner between the 76ers and the Heat move on to play the Knicks. The loser between the Bulls and the Hawks will then face the loser of the 76ers Heat. Then they go into the number 1 seed. Then after all that is taken care of, the tournament will be set, and the actual first round, I do believe, begins on Friday, April 20th. Big matchup coming up between LA and New Orleans there, my friend. What are you thinking?
Well, it's a rematch of Sunday.
Right.
Not go the Pelicans' way because LeBron had his, annual playoff time, triple-double.
Right.
So the Pelicans got to focus on defense this game. We play a lot of small ball, and LA has been playing a lot of get inside the paint. So if you can force the Lakers to shoot outside, you can win this game. But if you got to take it inside the paint, LA's going to dominate you all day.
Indeed. We do have a super chat from brother Josh asking Jeff's thoughts on possible Chiefs to Dallas move. Can you be a little bit more specific on that, Josh? Because I have no idea what you're talking about. We do have football to talk about. Jeff should be coming in a little bit later in the show, so we will keep that in play and just give a little more detail. What exactly are you talking about with the Chiefs going to Dallas? I have no idea what that's talking. What you're talking
why?
about.
Why?
I do thank you for the super chat, but
yes.
Give me a little bit more details. That way, when Jeff comes in, if he comes in, he'll know what you're talking about. Of course, in other basketball news, the big news in the WNBA, congratulations going out to Caitlin Clark, becoming the number 1 pick and the number 1 seed for the Indiana Fever, as expected. This was almost a lock. This was a guarantee. There was no other way that Indiana wasn't going to pass this up. Here are the remaining of the top 10 as well. Cameron Brink went to the Sparks out of Stanford. Camila Cardoso went to Chicago out of South Carolina. Rickea Jackson went to the Sparks out of our residential hometown Tennessee Vols, Lady Vols. Congratulations on that. J.C. Sheldon went to the Dallas Wings from the Ohio State. Aaliyah Edwards went to the Washington Mystics out of UConn. Angel Reese went to the Chicago Sky out of LSU. Alisa Pili went to the Minnesota Lynx out of Utah. Carla Liete went to the Dallas Wings. She played in a French league. Layla Lacan went to the Connecticut Sun, also from France. Markesha Davis went to the New York Liberty out of Ole Miss. And Nadia Puak went to the Atlanta Dream from the Southside Flyers in Australia. Do we have high expectations for the Indiana Fever this season?
Oh yeah. Well,
Absolutely.
I actually.
Should I start putting money down on them?
Let's slow down first. Let's slow down on that part. But the fact that Chicago was able to get Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso in the draft to pair them next to each other, wow. That's going to cause a lot of problems.
I can agree.
I mean,
absolutely, indeed. So again, I also learned, of course, that Caitlin is a 2-time runner-up with Iowa. They went to the dance last year. They got to the final matchup, and it just didn't happen again. It didn't happen this year either. Either way, big things coming up to that. As you can tell with the hockey gear, also hockey is getting ready to finish off the playoffs, or finish up the regular season and get into the playoffs. So let me quickly bring up this graphic. It's very simple. There's not too many details on this one. In the East, the Boston Bruins are the number 1 team. The 4 teams next to them, the Red Wings, the Capitals, the Penguins, and the Flyers, are all still in contention, and each of them have games today. Let me bring up the schedule. I believe some of the games have already started. If not, they're going to be starting in the next. Yes, they've already started for the next couple of games. Let me tell you this, folks. This scenario with these 4 teams kept me up late last night, into early this morning, into even earlier this morning. Here's the thing. Detroit and Washington each have 89 points. Pittsburgh has 88 points. Philadelphia has 87 points. Detroit is playing Montreal. Washington is playing Philadelphia. So here are your scenarios. If Detroit wins and Washington loses, Detroit gets the final spot. They will open up the playoffs against Boston. Reason being, Detroit will have 91 points. No other team can catch them. And if Washington loses, then against Philadelphia, Philadelphia can only get 89. Detroit wins hands down. Now, with Washington playing Philadelphia, if Washington wins and Detroit loses, then Washington gets in at 91 points. Pittsburgh has to wait until tomorrow. Pittsburgh plays the Islanders. So they cannot, they're just, they're hoping that they still have a chance. And the only chance they have is pretty much that Washington gets only a point, so that when Pittsburgh plays New York tomorrow and Detroit loses, they can come in with 90 points and win. So they can be eliminated without even touching the ice. The big game, of course, is Washington-Philadelphia. Here's the thing. Philadelphia has to win, obviously. If that happens, they will go through 5 different tiebreakers. And, of course, Detroit has to lose as well. If Detroit loses, then Detroit, Washington, Philadelphia will all have 89 points. Philadelphia will have the greatest number of tiebreakers to go through. Goes all the way down to goal differential just to get them in.
Wow.
I know.
That's a lot of variables there.
Daniel asks, what if Detroit and Washington both win? If Detroit and Washington both win, Washington has the tiebreaker over Detroit. But Philadelphia has the tiebreaker over Washington. Believe me, it's not as easy as winning because you also have to put in there in regulation. Getting a point is not good enough. You have to straight out win. Believe me, the scenarios in hockey are just insane. Especially, it's not as simple as I thought it would be, but it's all over the place. And luckily, no score. So maybe by the end of the show, if not by tomorrow, this will all be taken care of. Like I say, it is just insane and wild. Playoffs galore. Playoffs, crazy playoff season in basketball and hockey. They run coincidental or at the same time or whatever that word is. I don't know what the word is. But it's a big mess. I didn't even put bets down today. I wanted to. It just didn't happen. Of course, in the other matchups, Florida is taking on Toronto. Carolina is taking on the Islanders. The Rangers are taking on the Lightning. The Stars are taking on the defending. The West is set. The West has been set for the past couple of days. The Stars take on the defending champion, the Knights. The Jets take on the Avalanche. The Canucks will take on the Predators. And the Oilers will take on the Kings. Those are pretty much a lock unless there are some major switches in the next couple of days. I don't see it, but when it does happen, it will change the course of a few teams. Bottom line, that's simple. All righty. Let's try and get back to a little bit of our original. Where is my main? There we go.
We're going into Scotty world now?
We certainly are.
Aha!
The Masters tournament took place this weekend down in Augusta, Georgia. Number one ranked player, Scotty Scheffler, took home his second green jacket in the last 3 years. Tiger Woods, however, he did not do well at all. He did make the cut, but by the end of the tournament, he finished dead last and 16 over par. Very, very disappointing. Very, very sad.
I cried.
No. And Renegade actually, we actually talked. I think at Open Mic Night last week, he actually said, "Would you bet on Tiger Woods?" And I said, "I may have said yes, but with that performance, I'm glad I didn't." Yeah. I am truly glad that I did not do that. I mean, he'll still be in contention for greatest of all time, no doubt about that. But wow, 16 over par. Congratulations to Scotty Scheffler. And of course, your top 10, he is way in the lead at 3,215 points. Wyndham Clark is at 1,555. Xander Schauffele is at 1,442. Ludwig Aberg at 1,340. Hideki Matsuyama at 1,325. Matthew Pavone at 1127. Sahith Theegala at 1118. Bjorn Hung on at 1060. Chris Kirk at 1028, and Will Zalatoris rounds out the top 10 at 943. Remember, you want to be in the top 70 to qualify for the FedEx Cup Championship at the end of the season. Let's see what Daniel says here. If the Red Wings don't make it a championship, I pray for the Tigers to get their shot when it's postseason for the MLB. Not a bad idea. Not a bad plan. Not a bad plan at all.
Nope.
Let's bring up some tennis news. The slump is over for Stefanos Tsitsipas, who finally won at the Rolex Monte Carlo Masters tournament in Monte Carlo or Roquebrune Cap Martin, France. Yannick Sinner is still the number one guy, however. He got 4,300 points. Daniil Medvedev is at 2,650. Alexander Zverev is 1,935. Casper Ruud at 1,775. Carlos Alcaraz at 1,700. Alex de Minaur at 1,695. Gregor Dimitrov at 1,565. And Stefanos Tsitsipas reaches the top 8. Remember, the top 8 are the ones that go to play in the ATP tournament at the end of the season. And since we're just literally going through this lickety split, which I do apologize for, like I said, you go to pay bills, and next thing you know, everything goes down the drain.
All right.
Hey, it happened. There's nothing I can do about it.
Nope.
Down in Texas at the NASCAR races, Chase Elliott in his number 9 Chevrolet takes home the victory for Hendricks Motorsports. Brad Keselowski took second place in his number 6 Ford for RFK Racing. William Byron in his number 24 Toyota for Hendricks Motorsports. Tyler number 45 Toyota for 23 XI Racing takes fourth place. Daniel Suarez in his number 99 Chevrolet for Trackhouse Racing Team takes fifth. Chase Briscoe in his number 14 Ford for Stewart-Haas Racing took sixth. Bubba Wallace in his number 23 Toyota for 23 XI Racing took seventh. Our hero, Austin Dillon, finally cracks the top 10 in his number 3 Chevrolet for RCR, along with his teammate Kyle Busch in his number 8. And Carson Hocevar in the number 77 finishes up the top 10. Kyle Larson is your NASCAR Cup Series leader at 335.
Go,
Martin
Kyle.
Truex Jr. What's up?
Oh, Kyle.
Martin Truex Jr. is 17 points behind. Denny Hamlin's at 28 points behind. Chase Elliott is 32 points behind, followed by William Byron, Ty Gibbs, Ryan Blaney, and Tyler Reddick. Bubba Wallace, Christopher Bell, Ross Chastain, and Chase Briscoe. And then Chris Boucher, Alex Bowman, Joey Logano, and Kyle Busch round out the top 16. In the Xfinity Series race that took place, Sam Meyer took first place in his number 1 Chevrolet for JR Motorsports. Ryan Sieg in his number 39 Ford for RSS Racing was runner-up. As you can see in the picture there, they are literally bumper to bumper right at the finish line. It was one of the closest Xfinity races in a while. Justin Allgaier in his number 7 Chevrolet at JR Motorsports took third. AJ Allmendinger took fourth in his number 16 Chevrolet for Colleague Racing. Cole Custer in the double-lot Ford took fifth place for Stewart-Haas Racing. Austin Hill took sixth. Ryan Truex took seventh. Sammy Smith took eighth. Jesse Love took ninth, and Anthony Alfredo took 10th. Chandler Smith is your leader at 333 points. Cole Custer's in second place at 19 under. Austin Hill is third. Justin Allgaier is fourth. Jesse Love is fifth. Riley Herbst is sixth. AJ Allmendinger seventh. Sammy Smith is eighth. Parker Kligerman is ninth. Sheldon Creed is 10th. Ryan Sieg is 11th. And Brandon Jones is 12th. Finally, in the Craftsman Series, Kyle Busch in his number 7 truck for Spire Motorsports gets first place. Corey Heim takes second. Nicholas Sanchez third. Christian X fourth. Zane Smith fifth. Daniel Day sixth. Taylor and Tanner Gray 7th and 8th in their Toyotas for Tricon Garage. Stefan Parsons, 9th, and Ty Majeski rounds out the top 10. Christian X is your leader, along with all the other racers in the Craftsman Truck Series.
Nice.
Indeed. Indeed it is. 45 people of you in there at 26 minutes. Excellent. Thank you so much. And since we're literally speeding through the news, let's bring up, if I have it, I'll bring up what's going on in baseball. These are your current standings as of today. The New York Yankees are your number 1 team at 12-5, followed by the Cleveland Guardians at 11-5. Pittsburgh and KC are tied at 11-6. Pittsburgh has the advantage at 90 runs. Royals are at 87. LA Dodgers are 11-8, rounding out the top 5. The Atlanta Braves are 10-5 each. Braves have 97 runs. Brewers are at 94. Orioles and Cubs are at 10-6. Orioles have a lead of 89 runs to 85. And the Padres are at 10-9. The Reds and the Tigers are tied at 9-7. Cincinnati easily has a 40-run lead, or a 37-run lead at that. Rangers, Red Sox, Rays, Blue Jays, and Phillies all tied at 9-8, going from 87 runs down to 60 runs. Mets and Angels are even at 500, both at 8-8, so they're doing well. Everyone else below that is below 500. Arizona and St. Louis are 8-9. Arizona has 91 runs. St. Louis has 64. 7-9. San Francisco's at 7-10. Seattle's at 7-10. Oakland is 7-10. The Twins are 6-9. The Astros are 6-12. The Rockies are 4-13. The Marlins are 3-14. And the White Sox are 2-14. Not a good start for the White Sox. Just on Sunday, I joined the Raw Ball podcast with the Captain 87. We did a watch along for the Dodgers Padres game. It was a pretty good game. And as you can see on my little ticker there, ask me how to get bonus bets on FanDuel. Like I said, I've got a FanDuel account now, and they have a great promotion where if I refer a friend and that friend makes a $10 bet, the friend and myself each get $50 in bonus bets, which is essentially free money. You can bet anywhere up to $50. No harm, no foul if you lose. If you win, you collect. It's that simple. So if you want to drop me a line on any of my social media accounts, please do so. And always remember, bet responsibly. If you do have a sports addiction problem or a gambling problem, there are plenty of phone numbers out there. 1-800-GAMBLER, of course. They are always there to help. Again, I can't say it enough. I got bit by that gambling bug a long time ago, and it wasn't pretty. I'll tell you that. I would lose paychecks and tips and everything. But last week when we were on hiatus due to illness, because I wasn't feeling well, we put in a bet for a 4-leg parlay. It was, I believe, the Avalanche and the Wild. And we had the parlay was that 4 different players had to score a goal. It was it all came down to Valerie Nanushkin of the Avalanche. If he would have scored, we would have had a huge payout. Instead, we took the cash out. We took the safe bet. We made a little money on that. And luckily, with my FanDuel account, I'm still playing on pure profits. No extra funds have been put into that account. And I want to make this stretch till football season. And when football season comes, I might just do a Stat Boys Sports Betting 101, giving you all the details on what bets mean what and how much they pay out and all that. But that is much, much later this year and much, much later this season.
Nice.
Indeed. Yeah, it's a possibility. You never know what happens.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, that is pretty much all in the news that I have that I can think of. I can bring this one up. The UFL in week 3. Let's bring that up real quick. There still is football to talk about. The Birmingham Stallions are 3-0 with their latest win taking place against the Memphis Showboats as they won 33-14. The St. Louis Battlehawks are 2-1. They last beat the Brahmas 31-24. Both teams are 2-1 there. The Michigan Panthers beat the Houston Roughnecks 34-20. The DC Defenders, they just squeaked out a victory against the Arlington Renegades 29-28. So the Showboats are 1-2. The Renegades and the Roughnecks have not yet won a game. So therefore, remember, it is a 10-game season. At the end of 10 weeks, I believe the XFL division champion plays the USFL champion, and the winner becomes the UFL champion 2023-2024. And honestly, friends, that's it. I got nothing else after that.
So what do you want to talk about, Mikey?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about? We still got about it. We can. Well, I guess I can also throw up what's coming up next week because there is football news. So we'll just throw that up there.
Oh,
that's supposed to be That was not what I wanted. But coming up next week, on Thursday, April 25th, is the NFL draft. Ironically, I have that day off. At 8 o'clock Eastern, I will be sitting in this chair with this Roku TV on, and I will present live coverage of the 2024 NFL draft as provided by ESPN and ABC. It's like kind of like a live watch along, and this is the first one of this kind for me to do. So we'll see where that goes. And that's what I wanted to bring up. There it is. There's the official graphic for that. Thursday, April 25th, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, here on the channel. Me announcing along with all the players, all the commissioners, and all the spectacle from Detroit. Who goes where and what as it happens. It's just the first round, though. The second and third rounds take place on Friday, and then rounds 4 through 7 finish up on the weekend. So that's what's coming up with that.
Are we going to do a stat boy? Are we going to do a sports bar best available? Are we going to go at it with Mel Kiper?
Hey, why not? I mean, it'll be live. It'll be probably about an hour and a half. We'll see where it goes as each selection gets drafted. It'll pop up on the screen, and we can talk about it, give our live reactions and everything else with that. So there you go. What do we want to talk about? Well, we'll throw out some quick wrestling tidbits to finish out the hour. Last night, of course, Rhea Ripley was forced to vacate the WWE Women's title due to injury because of what happened last week with the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour. I still can't get over that chair shot that took place. That chair literally just flew over her head. I'm assuming it was being slammed into the wall. That's what caused the injury. 380 days as champion, but no need to worry. Mommy will get through this, and of course, she'll always be on top as is.
Oh, yes.
Indeed.
So my question is, who, in your opinion, who is our next women's champion?
The impatient part of me wants to see it to be Jade. There's no denying it. When a few open mic nights back, I called myself out. I said, maybe I'm just being impatient. I want to see that bitch. I've heard so much about her, but I'm curious as to why WWE is putting her in a tag team with Bianca Belair to go after the tag belts. I mean, she was the most dominant AEW Women's champion. I want to see her copy that in WWE. Like I said, it's just me being impatient, bottom line. If we take the natural progression, with Liv saying, this is her revenge tour, put the title on her. I will give a shout out to Nia Jax. Congratulations on getting baptized. That came out on social media. So she is a proud member of the church she took place. There it is, footage of this. So congratulations to that. Do I see her as the champion? No. I've heard some rumors that Becky is pregnant again, but I have not confirmed that. If that is true, congratulations. If not, and you're taking time off, that's fine as well. So I'm probably gonna go with Liv Morgan on this one to be the champ while mommy recuperates.
Right. So the impatient part of me wants AJ Lee to win the title. That's the impatient part.
She's not coming back.
She needs to. I know she's not going to right now, but she needs to. My brain says Liv Morgan, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Jade, I'm starting to wonder if the reason why they're being so cautious, is so patient with her, is maybe they're waiting for Charlotte to come back and Charlotte to work with her. Maybe
Possibly.
I'm wondering if they're scared to pull that trigger because they don't want anything to happen, or people to lose interest. So I'm wondering if that's the case. They're waiting on Charlotte to come back.
NHL quick update. Canadians up 1-0 over Detroit right now with 3 minutes and 58 seconds to go in the first period. So right now, Detroit is not looking good, but it's only with the first goal. Yeah, I can be fine with Charlotte. You know, that would put a lot more stress on Bailey. However, I mean, I'm assuming she wants to be a SmackDown person, but you know, why not have her bounce between both until that? Not for too long, though. I mean, until at least. But WWE has announced, of course, that you know there will be a new women's champion declared this Monday coming up. So there's that. What else? There is an upcoming episode of Celebrity Family Feud that got taped with it's Team Belair against Team Montez. The Street Profits, Theory, and LA Knight take on Bianca, Sonya, Minchin, Zelina, and Jade. There is a picture floating around of both teams with Steve Harvey, Jade being the tallest one. I didn't realize how tall she was. She's slightly taller than Steve Harvey himself. So that's going to be a good thing at that, I think.
Yep.
And let's take a quick look at the before we get out of here. Let's take a look at and see. Nope. Playing just got started. Pelicans Lakers. It's already 2-0. How about that? The game just started there, so that's good at that. Maybe we'll just cut this early, turn on basketball, and enjoy the show. That sounds like a good plan for me. Remember, come. And the Renegade is here. Okay, good.
I would not mind seeing Chelsea Green as the champion. Can you just imagine the war she would have with Adam Pearce as the champion?
As if they haven't had a war enough.
It'd be 10 times worse. It's must-see TV.
I sometimes feel bad for Adam. I really do. I mean, Chelsea plays her part that good. Adam plays his part slightly better because let's face it, nobody wants to deal with Karens anyway. I know I don't. Luckily, I haven't dealt with one yet. Fingers crossed, knock on wood that I don't in my new job. But you know, she's had a good career too, so I can agree. I don't see Piper Niven with the belt, but if I had to pick between the two, I would say Chelsea Green should give her a couple 3-month title reign. Why not? Yes, super chat. Already done. Renegade says he does not want to see Liv with the belt. Then where does the tour go? Where does this story go if she doesn't have the belt? She just starts beating up on everybody?
I wouldn't mind for Liv to about to win the belt, and then just you see a whole bunch of glitches in the arena, and then Alexa wins the belt. I would pop for that.
Good possibility. Good possibility indeed. All righty. What else? Anything else we want to talk before we shut down for the week and switch over and watch basketball? Other than that, I got nothing.
What is your expectations for Kate?
I would like to see the Indiana Fever at least get to the playoffs this season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying if you say that the Fever are going to be WNBA champs right off the bat. I think you're putting way too much pressure on her. So I would say start small, let her play. I mean, because the collegiate thing is different than the pros. Liv is not a credible champion. Her reign tanked after defeating and retaining over Ronda. There you go. Good analogy there. So let's just say let's get her to the playoffs. That's reasonable. I don't want to see the Fever tank. I don't want to see them. I certainly don't want them to have a Connor Bedard situation where you put all this hype on them and nothing happens. I'm sorry, Chicago Blackhawks. That's what happened to you this year.
Thank you, Mikey, for the reminder.
Hey, it's not an intentional reminder. It happened. They put all this hype on this youngster who could score 70 goals in the season. He steps on the ice, and it only took him a couple months to get his jaw broken. And then after that, Chicago tanked. So I do not want Caitlin Clark to, tear an ACL, blow out a knee, and her contract has already been leaked, sort of, a 4-year deal for $330,000, which of course brings up the equal pay stuff, which we do promote on this show. We do believe that the ladies should get as much money as the guys. It's not fair that the ladies get paid less for doing the same game and playing the same and doing the same things. They can shoot, they can dribble, they can pass, they can do everything that a guy can do in basketball. They should be getting the same amount of pay. Same thing. Bottom line, a 4-year, $330,000 deal in the NBA. That's nothing. That's a shoe endorsement deal. 4 years easily the guy is easily getting millions of dollars for 1 year of play. So if Caitlin's that good, she should get that amount of money.
Her two deals with State Farm and Gatorade alone are 2 of those contracts.
She's got a State Farm deal too?
Yeah, and Gatorade.
Wow. Gatorade I'm okay with. We already know how I just love watching State Farm commercials with yeah, I'm putting that one up there. He's not wrong. Stop him when he's telling lies.
Dude, LeBron could take a shit in the middle of center court and sell it on eBay, and it'd be worth $10 million.
Stop. Let's not talk about that. All right, we get it. The comment was made. We get it. I agree with it. Like I said, equal pay for the ladies. Bottom line.
She was making more in college.
I didn't think she was making anything in college. I didn't think you got paid for college.
NILs, remember?
Oh yeah, the NILs.
Yeah.
Forgot about those.
Yeah.
Indeed.
How do you feel about my NILs?
What is an NIL? Just so define it.
NILs is you getting paid for your name, image, and likeness.
Oh, royalties?
Yes.
Okay, I can compare it to royalties. It depends on what they use it for. If they put her on the cover of the Wheeze box to sell cereal, and she gets a piece of that, fine. If they use it in a negative way,
well, this is more like not really commercial. This is more like sponsorship from like card dealerships and vendors and like boosters.
Gotcha.
Like boosters paying players to come there.
At least it's not actual payment for the actual playing of the game.
Right.
No. That would ruin everything. I mean, when you're in the pros, yes, but just give her more money, bottom line.
Exactly.
Exactly, indeed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've done enough for this 1 hour, I think, or 47 minutes anyway. So I'm going to bid you all the rest of adieu. And remember, coming up next week, Thursday on the 25th, our live coverage of the NFL draft. We'll still do next week's show, and hopefully, Daniel said that. Daniel says Caitlin Clark will make the State Farm commercials better than what they are. Yeah. If I have to choose between Caitlin Clark and Patrick Mahomes, I'll choose Caitlin Clark any day. Next week's show will be better, I promise, because the planning will take place and there are no bills due next week. Like I said, this week everything was ready to go. Then the bills had to come in and get paid. And other than that, it reset the computer. Everything was gone. So that's what happens. Bottom line. I do apologize for that, but it happens. Follow me on Twitter at LBStatKid1977. Follow Dory Lou at Hathaway Lou. Where can they find you?
At DJ Mucking.
There it is, indeed. Again, I'm so sorry everything went through lickety-split, but it happens. Not much more I can do about that. See you next week. I love you all. Have a great day. Watch the basketball and all that good stuff, because it is taking place right now. It is a little bit more of an importance as the play-in tournament takes place, and things will come out after that.
Let's go, pal.
Yeah. I love you all, family. Until next week, Stat Boy out. Whoops.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.